and welcome to the St. Charles Public Library's Starrytime, here in the Helen Gale Story Room. I'm Miss Amelia, and tonight our theme is all about apples and friendship. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and sing our hello song so we can get started with our books. All right? You say hello, and I'll say hello, and we'll say hello together. You say hello, and I'll say hello in warm or wintry weather. We've been having some pretty nice weather, but I know the wintry weather's on its way. All right, tonight, our first book is called The Girls by Lauren Ace and Jenny Luley. The Girls. There's Sasha, Lottie, Alice, and Leela. Once there was a tree that grew apples and the friendships of little girls. The 4 girls were as different as they were the same, and they were the best of friends. There was Lottie, the adventurer, who was the first to find the tree. Then there was Leela, who always had good ideas. It was Leela who decided that they should make the tree their secret meeting place. Sasha was the practical one. When a very ambitious climber fell out of the tree, Sasha was the first one there to pick her up and dust her off. And last, but by no means least, there was Alice, the performer, who had a talent for making everyone laugh. Everything was more fun when the 4 girls were together. Secrets, dreams, worries, and schemes all were shared beneath the tree's branches. Of course, there were times when jokes went too far and laughter turned to anger and sometimes even tears. But the girls all had kind hearts. They knew how to say sorry, and they learned something from every falling out. The girls were very good at celebrating each other's successes. But even better at supporting each other when things went wrong. Her friend's finishing, but maybe not first. As the tree grew, the branches spread wider, and the roots reached deeper into the ground. Days passed when the busy girls didn't visit their tree at all. Together and apart, the girls went on to becoming who they were going to be. They learned new things. They shared new experiences. They fell in love. And they always took pride in their friendship. As the girls grew, they remained rooted together. When one heart was broken, they all felt the pain. But they had built each other strong enough to heal. The girls became women. They worked hard. They found new love. They laid foundations for the future. They had the world at their feet. Leela continued to inspire them, and lots of other people too. Sasha was still looking after bruised apples. Alice introduced a new friend to the group. Adventures took Lottie far away, but she always brought her stories home. The 4 women were still as different as they were the same, and they were still the best of friends. They've got their families together now, hanging out. Whatever the future might bring, if ever one of the women felt lost, they always knew where friendship could be found. The end. Look, somebody else found their tree too. All under the apple tree. That was a super nice story. I really liked that one. Okay, so this time we're going to do something different. I know we did open shut them for a couple months, but this month we're going to do something that I know everybody knows, and if you don't know it, you'll get to know it because it's one of the best. We're going to do the itsy bitsy spider. So sometimes people do teeny tiny little itsy bitsies, and some people do big ones, even though it's not the giant spider. But you can climb your fingers up like this, point one down and point one up, put them together, and then you can swing your fingers up. That's how we make the spider crawl. All right, we're only going to sing it once. The itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. And out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the spout again. You know what? That was quick. Let's do it one more time. And I'll do the tiny spider this time. The itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. And out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the spout again. Good job, you guys! That was great. Now we can go ahead and read our second book. And this one's about friendships and apple trees too. It's called Apple and Magnolia by Laura Gell and Patricia Matola. I love this one. Apple and Magnolia. Britta's two favorite trees, Apple and Magnolia, were best friends. Britta couldn't explain how she was so sure about the friendship or how the trees had become best friends in the first place. But deep down in her heart, she knew it was true. Sometimes you just know things. Britta visited the trees every day. She watched Apple give Magnolia gifts. Apple's falling down. And saw Magnolia wave at Apple. Britta danced along as the two trees swayed together under the stars. Dad said nicely that he didn't think trees could actually be friends. Bronwyn said, not as nicely, that trees absolutely, positively could not be friends. Oh, that's her big sister. But Nana said unusual friendships can be the most powerful of all. I think Nana's on to something. Then one day, Magnolia's branches started to droop. Her bark grew patchy and gray, and her leaves turned brown instead of yellow. Uh-oh, I don't think that's a good sign. Dad said nicely that he didn't think Magnolia would survive the winter. Bronwyn said, not as nicely, that Magnolia absolutely, positively would not survive the winter. But Nana asked if Britta had a plan to help Magnolia. Britta did. She tied a string with 2 cups so that Apple could hear Magnolia's sighs and Magnolia could hear Apple's sweet whistling songs. And Britta wrapped a long scarf between the 2 trees so that they could feel each other's warmth through the cold winter months. She knitted them a long scarf. She's got everything hung up. She hung a strand of lights between Magnolia and Apple so that they could see each other, even on moonless nights. That's very thoughtful of her. One evening, Britta looked at the limp string, the sagging scarf, and the drooping lights. Was it her imagination? Or were the 2 trees closer together than they had been before? What's happening? Britta measured the distance between Magnolia and Apple. Each morning, she measured again. Dad said nicely that he didn't think the trees were growing toward each other. Bronwyn said, not as nicely, that the trees absolutely, positively were not growing toward each other. But Nana helped Britta make a chart. The measurements were definitely getting smaller, and deep down in her heart, Britta felt a seed of hope start to grow. In the spring, Apple's small pink flowers arrived right on time. Magnolia's didn't. She drew a picture here. But every day, Britta's measurements grew smaller and smaller, and her hope grew stronger and stronger. When Magnolia's first blossom appeared, Britta's hope blossomed too. And when hundreds of pink magnolia flowers burst into bloom at last, Britta made pink necklaces for both trees to celebrate. Apple and Magnolia. Dad said nicely that he didn't think Apple had helped Magnolia survive the winter. Bronwyn said, not as nicely, that Apple absolutely, positively had not helped Magnolia survive the winter. But Nana said, unusual friendships can be the most powerful of all. Nana's the best. And deep down in her heart, Britta knew it was true. Look right here. Her trees are touching. They grew to each other. The end. Wasn't that nice? Love story about unusual friendships. And those 2 trees had an unusual friendship with Britta. That's the last book of the night. And that means it's time to sing our goodbye song. Don't worry, we're still going to sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Remember, when we talk about the diamond in the sky, we can point to our ring like we have a diamond ring. Okay? All right, we're only going to sing this song once. Okay. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Everybody, oh! Oh, give yourself a big hug. Night, night. Sweet dreams. See you next time.